Hey, how's it going? It's Jesse here, Dirthacker Challenge, co-founder here at Pebble. But I want to walk you through and give you a better understanding of how Zapier actually works. Now, I just want to remind you that Zapier is almost like a bridge software. If you make something happen, say within Pebble, it can make something happen outside of Pebble. Let's say Gmail, or let's say Slack. We use Slack here as a team chat software. You can find out all the different things that connect to Zapier if you just go to zapier.com and then go to their apps section and just see the thousands of apps that they can connect to and make things happen. So there's two ways. We're going to actually do an example Zap of data going out of Pebble. I want to preface by saying that there are going to be some Zap changes coming up. We're going to be actually opening up this even more. So this should give you a little bit of a basic understanding and kind of work through an example together. So what I want to do today, there's two ways you can trigger a Zap to sort of have things automate outside of Pebble. That's when you drag a deal onto a different deal stage, you can make something happen. Or on the property page, if you go into a property, there's a section if you integrated Zap where you can actually hit a button that says send to integration. That should be around this area. That will send it to outside of Pebble. Again, we're going to go from within Pebble to out of Pebble. So information, so if something happened in Pebble, whether it's a deal stage change or a press of a button on this property page, and then make something happen outside. You can also bring stuff in through like launch control. If you head over to pebblerei.com/mass texting, I actually go through an example of connecting Zapier, getting information into Pebble. But today we're going to go out of Pebble. I'm just going to give you a very high level overview of how to do that. Okay. I'm going to give you an example. Today I'm going to say, all right, when a deal hits a certain stage, we're going to Slack our photographer. He lives in our Slack team. We can email him, but we're going to use Slack. It's easier. We're just going to say, hey, Joseph, there's a property you can go take a picture of now in this county, and here are the coordinates. Okay. Whether or not this is something realistic you're going to do, that's up to you to decide. Okay, so I'm going to show you what Zapier looks like. When you log into Zapier and it constantly changes the interface here, you can see your existing Zaps. To create a new one, you just need to hit this create button here and go ahead and hit Zaps. Okay. You can actually tell it to sort of start formulating it for you. Otherwise, you can do it yourself. Remember in our Zapier mapper sheet, there's something called a trigger and then an action. So a trigger is what starts it. It's like pulling the trigger. That's going to cause the hammer to hit on the bullet, and then that's going to fire out, which is the action. So sort of think of it in a gun analogy, right? So your trigger, and then what is the action? So my trigger is going to be Pebble when I move it to a stage, and then it's going to make a communication on Slack. So all you need to do is click into the trigger here, and you're going to look for the application. So obviously the trigger is going to be Pebble. So we're going to type in Pebble here. We're going to do this one here. By the time you watch this recording, it may be a different version. I'm not sure, but let's go ahead and use this version for now. Okay, so the trigger event is when there is let's see here. It's called send deal if it's on the deal page and we're moving things from one stage to another on the deal board. And then it's going to ask me to log in. So I'm already logged in. I can select my account and then let it do a thing. Okay, hit continue. I'm going to name this allow photographer to know about property. So he knows that he's got to go take photos now. That's what we're going to name it. And it's going to ask us to test our trigger. So it's going to pull up example data. This is really important because when we pull example data from within Pebble, we can map that data like the APN that we've pulled out of the deal, like the coordinates, like the name of the owner or the county, right? We want that information to be able to map out as a template so that Zapier knows where to pull that information from. So I'll hit continue to pull one of the example datas. Okay, now is the next step, the action. It's going to be Slack. So we're going to choose our action app. There's tons of applications out there. You can see that it's going to, it's actually going to Tracy's Slack app. That's fine. I have to choose the event here. This is send a message. So let's see what they have here. Send direct message. Great. And we're going to hit next here. So really on this step, all we need to do is build out our information. So it's already pulled out some example data for us. So it's going to go to choose one of the team members. Let's say it's going to go to Jesse, okay? And it's going to say, hey, Jesse, time to go take a photo. Coordinates, and I'm going to pull the example coordinates. So I'll hit the little plus sign. This is actually new. I'll look for longitude. Obviously, I don't have it. So latitude. Okay, property point longitude, property point latitude. Oops, I gotta look for it here. Okay, we don't have that for this property, but it would pull the example data set to map things out. So the example is here, the coordinates, latitude and longitude, and then county. Well, we can pull the example counties. So every time Pebble knows where to pull the county from. Here it is. Please get some photos done and send it to, or upload onto property page Pebble. Okay, so you're giving them instructions. So when they go into Slack, or they'll get notified, time to go take a photo, here's the coordinates, here's the county, I'm gonna go take it. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna send it as a bot, I guess not. I can send it as myself. I'll hit continue and test the step. And that's really it. That's how we set up an automation inside of Pebble. It's pretty straightforward. Oh, sorry, no, I'm not done. So just because I've set it up in here, I actually publish this. And then I actually have to turn it on. Oh, it automatically turns on now. Perfect. Now the last thing we need to do, if it's on the deal board, we actually have to go to the deal board and then look for the stage we want it to be assigned onto. Let's say it's going to be under marketing or inventory, and photos here. We'll set it up. We have to actually go to the stage, hit set up automations, and then oops, this is wrong. Add automation. Sorry, send to integration, and then there should be a Zapier. I would choose that one. Then I would choose which Zapier that I created to make sure it runs whenever a new card comes onto photos here. So again, from a very high level, you need a trigger and an action. Head over into Zapier. The big takeaway is you're going to log into your Pebble account and pull example data. Once you pull the example data, you can actually match it up to sorry, if you pull the example data, you can set up what the action will be using that sample data. So every time we run that automation, it's going to know exactly where to look for it. Let me know if you have any questions. Happy to answer. Just shoot a reply to this video, to the email this video came in. Happy to answer it. Other than that, that is Zapier. Would I recommend doing it? Only if you need to, and if it's something that is annoying and something you're repeating all the time. All right, cheers.